Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is our Rice News analyst, Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Adesua.
Good morning.
You had to change your tone when it came to Adesua.
Yes.
Yes.
I will manage that while I wait for a poem.
Action. Action.
Yes.
Maybe he's a philosopher.
Yes.
He may not write poetry, but
Well, you are saying action. That's for Malabai. Dr. Stella Emmanuel is a Malabre. So I hope you know that.
well.
She was trained at the University of Calabar. So,
But she's not Nigerian.
She should just stay with science. Not to mix things up.
Now, let's start today's newspaper review with this newspaper, as usual. The lead story, Mamman Daura seeks competence over zoning, denies dictating public policy to president. Of course, one other newspaper, that is Daily Trust, has this story as its lead. Daily Trust, 2023 presidency, no need for zoning. Mamman Daura says, we must stand firm on rotation. Efeni, gentleman agreement shouldn't be jettisoned. Niger Delta Group, power shift remains party affair. Arewa Consultative Forum. Now, it's quite interesting hearing from Mamman Daura, whom the First Lady called one of the cabals in the presidency. And he's been usually taciturn, but now he's speaking on BBC Hausa service. This idea of jettisoning zoning and sticking to competence, well, I would have appreciated this more if he had made this point before his uncle eventually won the election. Perhaps there will be more credit to him. But he has made a submission, which is in the public domain, and I think it should be examined. On the merits of it, yes, competence any day should be an overriding factor. But zoning does not preclude competence, because in every zone of this country, I want to believe there are competent Nigerians who can rule this country well. However, the essence of zoning, which is to give sense of belonging to every part of this country, so that no one region is seen as born to rule, which has been a mentality which seems to be coming back to public discourse. And if he says, we've done zoning once, we've done it twice, we've done it thrice, why don't you do a fourth time so that the Igbos can also have a shot? Otherwise, you'll be shutting them out of the race in a way. There are competent Nigerians in every zone, I insist. And of course, if we have to do away with zoning, all other adjuncts of zoning, federal character, also we would need to do away with. But these things are in the Constitution, federal character, because every part of this country should have that sense of belonging in every institution of government. So I don't seem to agree with him on this idea of jettisoning zoning at this time. As for other aspects of his interview on BBC Hausa service, I think I will just leave for now. His relationship with his uncle, of course, is out there in public domain. His relationship with his uncle's wife and family.
Is Mamman Daura his uncle, or Mamman Daura is older than him?
Is his uncle?
No.
Okay.
Is his uncle?
President is the uncle of Mamman Daura,
Yes.
okay. Although he's older.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nephew.
interesting.
Yeah.
but it's older than the president.
Age-wise,
Yeah.
Yes.
Age-wise
I think he's older.
is older
He's
than the
older.
president.
Anyway, Efeni, there is a point that you have raised, which I think we can interrogate a little bit further. the point you made about the fact that there are competent people from every part of the country, and that even if we sustain the rotational principle, which is not a constitutional thing anyway, which is
a gentleman's
just an arrangement. It was, in fact, it was even a PDP arrangement before it became something that guided political choices. Now, this point about competence, I think it's important to the extent that, look, one of the complaints about Nigeria is that most of the people that end up holding strategic positions, particularly in politics, are not necessarily the best that Nigeria can put forward. And that we have a situation whereby, look, some of our best persons, some of our best brains, is either as a result of the political culture that we have developed over the years, we shut them out, or the godfathers who have in many ways hijacked Nigerian politics, prefer persons who will be, malleable, subservient, or who may not even have the necessary capacity. So that's one of the areas that we need to address. Efeni is calling for restructuring. Now, we need to restructure many aspects of our lives, and that includes the leadership recruitment process. In some other countries, there is a very conscious effort to groom people for leadership, to groom people for public service. But here, we don't seem to be doing enough in that direction. You have persons who get to positions and they see it as a learning opportunity and they never really learn. You have persons in parliament who have not been able to make a one-paragraph contribution to debates in that house, and they keep getting re-elected. Now, that's part of the problem, I guess, in the public arena. How we would structure that leadership recruitment process is open-ended. It also includes strengthening the education system, making sure that admissions into our education system is merit-driven. I cited the example earlier on. Some people will score 250 over 400, they won't be given admission. Some people will score 80, they will be the ones to gain admission.
Catchment area.
And who will end up, at the end of the day, occupying leadership positions. Why that very brilliant boy from Imo State may end up at Alaba or Kokoromaiko running a shop. So these are some of the distortions that we have, within the polity that we need to address, that the best and the brightest can grow up in Nigeria, knowing that they will have access to the best opportunities possible.
But just before Rufai and Adeswa come into the discussion, democracy itself does not guarantee the best person holding the position. Because a lot depends on the awareness of the electorate to even pick the best. And it's not always the case that the electorate gets it right.
Indeed, I agree.
Well, political parties have a responsibility also to recruit the best, the brightest, the competent, right? Once upon a time in this country, don't forget, we had political parties in the First Republic, in the Second Republic, that threw up quite a number of persons that went on to become historical figures. Not now that, we have people who go to the National Assembly and half of the time they are sleeping.
Oh, you're very
as long as we monetize our politics, I don't think we will get the best hands in. Because, if I work hard for my money and to purchase even the form of intent or to vie for an office costs me my head and my neck, why would I go into such office when I know that, half of the time I'm there recruiting monies back to those who should not be named, also known as the godfathers. I don't think that we'll make any headway. We need to demonetize our politics in the first place.
Very good point, Adesu. A very good point, Doctor. We can be intentional about getting those great candidates. A clear example is Finland. The political parties deliberately made it that a young woman will have to be prime minister in Finland. So 4 political parties have 4 top runners that are young women.
Well, just before we drop this, move on.
Well, we seem not to have any more time, Efeni, but I think it was good that you brought this very interesting subject that is generating a lot of interest.